Hi, so we're going to start chapter 12 today, and this is the first lesson, so it's going to have a lot of things that you remember from kindergarten, and the last couple slides will offer you some things to do. So as we begin, the essential question says, how can you use attributes to classify and sort two-dimensional shapes? Well, there are about 3 words we really have to make sure we know. We need to know attribute, and an attribute's a characteristic of something. Like 3 sides is an attribute of a triangle. Amphibian is an attribute of a salamander. We need to know the word classify, meaning to put into groups by things that are in common. If we have the group fruits, we might put apples, oranges, bananas, mangoes, things like that into that group. We might classify them or group them together. We need to know the word two-dimensional shape. Any flat shape, such as triangle, square, circle, anything you can draw is considered a flat shape. So those are two-dimensional shapes. So here are some shapes here, and you might want to pause this to think about different ways these shapes are alike and ways they are different. Some of the ways that you might think about are the colors. There's a red rectangle and a red triangle. The attribute that's the same, and we could classify them by red. The attribute that's the same on these two shapes is that they're both triangles. The attribute that's the same on these shapes might be that they're green. The attribute on this square and this triangle might be that they're both smaller shapes. So there's different ways you can classify: number of sides, color, size of the shape. So this is one of the things you're going to do. You're going to sort or classify which of these shapes are triangles over here and which of these shapes are rectangles. You might not use all shapes, so you'll have it on yours to drag in your Google Classroom. Then on the next one, you're going to sort or classify closed shapes, shapes where all the corners touch, and open shapes, shapes that have a gap in them. You will be able to use all the shapes for this one. On the last slide, you're going to classify shapes with 3 sides over here and drag shapes that have 4 sides over here. If it has an open and you don't think that counts as a side, don't drag it. The last one says to go ahead and use these words and numbers to answer the questions here to tell about these shapes. This says blank and closed shapes. This is where you'll put the name of the shape. Closed shapes with blank sides. Here's where the name of the shape goes. Closed shapes with blank vertices. And here's where the name of the shape goes. Vertices means corners. All right, guys, your copy is in your Google Drive to click, drag, and then turn in. Thanks so much.